When I look at high performers versus real leaders, there's one skill that separates them. Leaders know when to stop. They know when to ship. They know when to decide. They know when done is the highest leverage move. And I learned that lesson at 16 from a box cake. My mom said one sentence before I even started. Do not oversteer it. If you oversteer, it won't rise. I thought she was being overly cautious. So I started mixing and I saw a few little bubbles of flour. You know, those tiny dry pockets that show up when the batter isn't perfectly combined. I saw a couple more. And so I stirred more. And guess what? When the bubbles were gone, I started looking for them anyway. I just kept looking and looking. And that's the moment everything changed. I wasn't improving the batter at that point. I was hunting imperfection. I kept stirring, looking for bubbles, and not because something was wrong. It because I didn't trust good enough. I poured the batter into the pan, put it in the oven, and then waited. And when I took the cake out of the oven, it was fully baked and completely flat. Yes, that is a little shorter. It's like completely flat. It's like, why does it really matter? Because most people don't fail because they move too fast. They fail because they keep fixing something that was already working, and they adjust and they polish and they optimize. And in the process, they remove the very thing that made it actually effective. This episode is about why perfection flattens results, how over-editing kills momentum, and why the ability to stop at done is a leadership skill. Now, what actually happened to that cake? Cake rises because it contains a leavening agent, baking powder or baking soda. That creates gas, bubbles expand in the oven and give the cake a lift. But when you keep mixing, after the ingredients are already combined, three things happen. You knock the air out of something that was already there. You tighten the structure so it can't expand. You remove the space the cake needs to rise. In other words, you destroy lift. And that's not just baking science, that's decision science. Because the exact same thing happens when you over-edit your work. At first, refinement improves quality. Then, clarity increases, structures tighten, your message sharpens. But past a certain point, refinement turns into control. You tighten the message until nothing can breathe. You polish out the personality. You optimize away spontaneity. And what comes out is technically fine, but flat. There's no lift, there's no presence, there is no energy. High-level thinkers understand this. And they don't chase perfect. They chase effective. In fact, they know that momentum requires release. And right now, it's easier than ever to keep steering with artificial intelligence. You have templates. You can have endless editing tools. You can always tweak one more line, adjust one more slide, rewrite one more sentence, fix one more detail. But optimization without judgment kills results because people don't respond to perfection. In fact, they respond to signals, and signals require air. This is where leadership shows up. Leaders know when the structure is strong enough. Leaders know they trust the work to rise once it's released. So here's your Petite practice for today. If you're sitting on something that's good and you feel the urge to keep fixing it, pause and ask yourself one question. Am I proving this, or am I just steering because I'm uncomfortable letting it rise? Then do this. Pick one thing you've been overworking. A post? A pitch? A decision? Maybe it's a message. Whatever it is, set a 10-minute timer. Your goal is not to be perfect. Your goal is ready. In fact, when the timer ends, you have to release it. Let real life do what refinement no longer can. Because the only way something rises is if you stop steering. You have to put it down. Here's the question I leave you with today. What are you flattening by trying to make it flawless? And what would happen if you trusted done instead? That's where momentum comes from. I'll see you in the next episode, and I can't wait for you to let us know what was your biggest takeaway today. Thank you so much.